But who the fuck am I to judge? Jesus, it happens around the world. Look at Al Pacino. Fucking Pacino, one of the greatest movie stars of all time. I mean, the guy's a god. And yet, didn't he get he's in his, 80s? Don't quote me now exact age, but the guy's in his 80s. He gets a mid-20-year-old girl pregnant. And funnily enough, here's the weird thing. If that was a normal scenario, he was not a movie star, people would be looking at him going, that disgusting fucking creep. Peter. Ladies and gents, welcome back. It's wacky dating story time. You know, this has to be one of my favorite times of the month. Genuinely. You know, we're rounding up November 2023 wacky fucked up shit dating stories that have come in the last month, guys. And look, you know, guys, I always do try and help out people on social media, but you know, at the same time, some of them can be fucking hilarious, and they're not all hilarious, by the way, you know, because I do genuinely want to help. But you gotta admit, some of these, what I'm about to tell you, are batshit crazy, and we need to discuss them. Like, apart from the funny ones, we need to just sort out, and again, here's where I'm trying to help you guys, we need to try and just resolve some of these fucking issues here, okay? Like, there's guys with candle wax dripped onto his balls, like, that's the one really I'm actually kind of laughing at for this month. That was just fucking wild shit. Woo! Some of the shit people are into, man. And hey, by the way, I ain't judging. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's brilliant, man. Whatever you're into, you know, whatever floats your boat, baby. Whatever floats your boat. And you know what? Hey, fuck it. You want to spruce up? Spice up the old sex life? Fuck it. Do it. Why not? Why not? We only live once. You know? It's just a funny story, though, you gotta say. And guys, before we get into them, right? We've got a lot of talk about here today. Like, genuinely, no fucking around here. It's nice actually that we've come to the end of the month here with these wacky dating stories of November. Especially with the F1 season just over. I can't believe how quick this year is gone. Man, 23 races, covered all 23. Before the race, after the race, that's 46 fucking episodes just alone on Formula 1, the actual Grand Prix weekends. Can't believe how fucking fast this year has gone. Not to mention all the other dating wacky episodes I've done, some of the horrific ones. I mean, we'll do an end of season recap as well here at the end of December 2023. But it's been a dramatic year. There's no fucking two ways about it. Will we get into it? Let's go. Okay. Guys, sorry. There's one last thing I've got to address here, and this is I think this is really, really important for all of us, guys. I'm including myself here on this one. We all have to be self-aware. Like, if you want a relationship, you know, listen to me, don't listen to me, okay? But I tell you what I do have here. I've got a pulse on what's going on in the relationship, guys. So, like, if you've never met me before, or never met me, if you've never heard my podcast before and you're like, who the fuck is this guy trying to tell me what to do? I'd understand you actually thinking that, 100%. I'm just coming from a place where I'm trying to help people on dating, the dating social media side of life. And I'm just trying to highlight what I'm seeing here on not a month by month, a fucking day-to-day basis. I am seeing people falling into the same pattern every fucking day. Guys, the stories I'm about to call out to you here, there's nothing new really here, except just different scenarios. Like, if you went to the underlying problems here of what I'm about to call out and what it really is all about, you know, the underlying issue, 80% of the time it's coming down to the same fucking thing. People are judging people on a text message or this or that, or they're judging it on, they're basing things off their last relationship with some guy. So like some guy, let's say you're a girl, some guy, oh, this guy was a fucking complete asshole, then you're just assuming the next guy that comes along is going to be a complete fucking asshole too. And it's the same for guys as well. Guys are meeting some bad girls out there, and then they're just assuming that, you know, no, here we go, next fucking person comes along, and we're jumping, we're pressing the buzzer, guys, way too quick. You know, we have to give ourselves a little bit of slack. Now, I would normally say we should be giving people some slack, and that's right. But really what it comes down to, we have to give ourselves a little slack. Because if we don't give somebody slack, we're not giving ourselves. It's always about us at the end of the day. It's always about how we feel about something. So it does boil down to us feeling some way about something. So if we can find a way to get through our own mental barrier, and by the way, I ain't some fucking perfect specimen here. I'm certainly not trying to come across as like that. I'm saying I have got my own fucking deep-seated, weird, fucked up issues, just like everybody else. We all have them, and we're all fucking jumping on the bandwagon every day. So, you know, hopefully this will help. Okay, let's go, ladies and gents. Let us go. Okay, so the first one came up in November. By the way, so you'll have to bear with me, guys, if you just give me if I have a moment of pause here. I'm just reading from my list, okay? So the first problem I saw this month was a woman and man with sport. Now, I guess this is mainly more so a woman's problem. I'm not saying that in a bad way, by the way. I'm not saying as in, oh, women, you've got a problem with this and you got an issue and, you know, fuck you. No. I'm saying as in women stumble upon this problem more than men would have this problem. Men, when they watch sport. There was a woman that emailed me. She was just fed up of her new boyfriend watching fucking sport. Didn't want to do much at the weekends. Didn't want to do this. Didn't want to do that. And she just had enough of it, and she actually emailed it and wondered, does anyone else have this problem? Ask the audience, Peter, what do you think? What do you guys think, should I say? And I can understand where she's coming from here. I mean, it depends on how much time the guy's spending watching fucking sport. I mean, try and have a balance, guys, you know? Like, I always try and do this in my relationships or somebody I'm seeing, you know? Like, especially for me, I'm one fucking busy lad during the week. I get my weekends off, but I'm one hell of a busy fucker during the week. And you know what? I've stumbled across girls that have been busy themselves. And if I don't get to see them, and even if I'm free, and all of a sudden the tide is turned where she's the one unavailable, and I am, like, I get it. I'm giving the girl a bit of a slack here because I understand myself. Sometimes we're not in the mental fucking space to be fucking going out hiking at the weekends. We just want to watch the sport at the weekends, or we want to do this, or we want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Now, look, ladies, I can only come from a man's point of view here, but let's see if I can help on this one. Let's see if I can help. Like, it depends how much fucking sport he's watching. I mean, what if it was a situation where the guy was around? Let's say you're living with each other. The guy was around every week. Monday to Friday, he's with you. He's calling over to you after work, or he works from home and he's always around, or you're going over to his house. But yet at the weekends, he wants to do his own thing with sport. I mean, is it such a fucking problem? Like, if you actually strip down nuts and bolts wise, right? Let's say we're quoting here, right? The happy marriage. What the fuck is a happy marriage? What the fuck is a happy relationship? Does it have to be a certain amount of sport at the weekend or weekday, but then you've got to spend a certain amount of extra time then with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend? Like, I think there's a lot of people, they're raising the standard bar without actually looking at the fucking scenario. Do you know? Like, I've spoken to a couple of girls now. They've actually listened to the podcast and met these couple of girls, and they were on about the sport. And one girl actually came out with a really, really good level-headed thing. She said, you know what, Peter? It's funny that I listened to your podcast about the sport and it exposes people, and we'll get to exposing now in a minute. But she was saying that, you know what, actually, I kind of actually analysed it, and I went, interesting, okay. Now, I'd be interested in that type of thing. So she actually broke it down to nuts and bolts. She said that she knew one girl who was married. 2 kids at home, great. Now the kids are, what'd she say again? I think they're like 17 and 18. Okay, so, you know, one is probably old enough to drive, or probably is driving, so that kid's probably doing their own thing. The other one is, you know, they're not reliant on their parents now, but they're still at home, the two of them. So it really comes down to the husband and wife, what do they want to do at the weekends? Yeah, of course, you know, spend time with your kids if you want, but here, let's be honest, kids at that age, they just want to be out with their friends most of the time. Most of the time. But anyway, so she broke down, before the kids got older, how much time this, quote, perfect couple spent with each other on the weekends. And she said that the guy worked during the week, the woman was at home, minding the kids and all that, cool. And the guy was at home, or at work, cool. They spent 5 hours all together at the weekends. Now guys, if you break that down, 5 whole fucking hours of, and now what she said is, in other words, from the moment they got up out of bed, or not got out of bed, when they got out of bed, from the moment they were meant to get into their car, travel over here, have lunch at the beach or the park, walk around, do this, do that, go to the shopping centre down the road. They spent 5 fucking hours, and that's it. That's including Saturdays and Sundays. Now, the thing is, when we say the perfect couple, and I'm quoting, right? Is that a perfect couple? I mean, when I heard 5 hours, I went, Jesus, that sounds very fucking low, doesn't it? Like, that sounds like nothing. I mean, if you think about that, guys, right? If you wanted to, let's say, if you were at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you wake up with your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever, and you got up at 9 in the morning, you spent 5 hours with your wife or husband, whoever, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So you'd spend 9 o'clock in the morning to 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. And then the entire rest of the weekend, you're off with your friends or you're doing something else. You don't even see your partner. Now you'd be saying, oh, this is a shitty fucking existence. What the fuck is going on here? Wouldn't you? Like, you'd be like, fuck me, isn't this kind of weird? But for this couple, it worked. Because they knew they'd quality time together. You know? They respected that they were doing this or doing that, and they wanted to see their other friends. And the wife respected that the husband would sometimes bring a work home. He'd do this, a bit of that. But he'd be around, you know, and that's cool. But that's okay. Now, when I do, quote, happy couple, I'm just saying that now because it's meant to be the happy couple, but yet, when you hear 5 hours, people will be like, oh my god, that's shocking. But it worked for this couple. So where do we draw the line here? Like, is this outside external pressure? Do we have to be seen at the beach? Or going out to the park with the kids? Do we have to let our friends know? Do we have to get out to the park and, oh, quick honey, let's take a selfie. Let's put it on Facebook or TikTok so everybody knows that we're one big goddamn happy fucking family and we're out of the park so everybody knows that we do things together. But yet, the guy's a prick, gives the wife shit for the rest of the time, but it doesn't matter, because it looks like they're the happy couple. Well, you tell me, guys, but that to me sounds like a stupid, twisted, fucked up marriage. Okay? A fucked up marriage. I mean, come on. Surely if you spent a half an hour quality time, imagine the husband coming in from home. He works from 9 in the morning to 9:30 at night, sees his wife for a half an hour, and the moment he walks in the door, he showers with her with a kiss, a huge hug, doesn't let go of her for the half an hour, makes her feel like a queen of the world. Wouldn't that be nice? Whereas, oh, no, honey, no. You gotta spend 4 hours. And by the way, I'm not having a go off women here, just in case you're wondering. I'm having a go off men or women that go on with this shit. It's the fucking quality time we put in, not the amount of fucking time. Jesus. And here's the thing. Let's get back to the sport ruins relationships, so the thing says, right? I don't know exactly how much time this girl or this guy spent into it, right? But apparently this guy spent pretty much every weekend watching the rugby or some soccer game, right? I can't remember which one it was now, but it was a lot of time at the weekends. But that's all she focused on. But what about the rest of the time? I mean, I'm not a football fan, but I do know that football is a 90-minute game. So let's say that, you know, he spent 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, you know, fucking around watching the pre-interviews or the post-interviews, or he's watching a rugby game, pretty much the same amount of time. But then maybe there was another game on. But what about the rest of the fucking time? What if they were sitting down having some wine together at the table talking about their week? Does that matter? Or is it more important to get out and about and, oh hey, my best friend's going to be in the park with her kid this weekend. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to get out into fucking the park now and be seen to be doing something. Like, whatever happened to sitting at home? Seriously, whatever happened to two people sitting in a fucking room, forgetting about social media, forgetting about anything online, and just sitting there, holding hands, watching, cuddling each other on the couch, and watching TV, or just sitting there reading a book together? That sounds better to me than having to spend 10 hours a day with my wife or my girlfriend. What if you're just sitting there saying nothing? Or even worse, as we know the guys these days, you go to a fucking restaurant. Now, you know, the husband or the wife goes off and says to the lads, oh yeah, I'm heading off to the... oh, you went out to that dinner, that restaurant on Friday night? Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm jealous, you bastard, Peter. But yet, Peter decides to whip out his fucking phone, and the wife whips out her fucking phone, and all of a sudden, the two of you are on your fucking phone all night. You're not even paying attention to each other. Well, that sounds great, doesn't it? No, that sounds like a bunch of shit. I'd rather be sitting at home. I would. In fact, guys, I had an ex-girlfriend like this before. Okay? I didn't see her that much during the week, and then that was okay, because I was working too. So I never complained to her about that. She did stay over my house, which was cool. Now, she'd spend a lot of time on her fucking phone, and I was like, oh, God. Now, it did for me get to a stage where I'm like, Jesus, can't you put the phone down for 10 minutes? And even she looked at me and she went, I know. So, like, it wasn't like, you know, fuck you, Peter, what the fuck are you talking about? No, she understood. She knew herself how addicted to the phone she was, and she couldn't stop fucking swiping, couldn't stop uploading photos and this. Then we went out to a bar, and I lost my rag one day. I wasn't screaming or anything, but I just fucking lost it. And we were out in the smoking room, having a cigarette, the two of us, and she's swiping away. We're the only two people in the place. She's swiping away, and I went, Jesus fucking Christ, is that all you can do? Can you not put your fucking phone away for 10 minutes? Or even 2 minutes while we have a goddamn fucking fag? Have one or two kisses? And I remember actually, I kind of even laughed actually. It kind of broke the ice a bit. I went, Jesus, I sound like a woman here, a needy woman. And by the way, I'm not having a go off women, but you know what I mean, ladies. Like, I felt like a needy woman. I was like, oh my God, this sounds crazy. But I knew it wasn't, though. I knew it wasn't. You know? And I'd understand if a girl said that to me. Like, I've been on multiple dates, guys, these days where I'm stuck on my phone uploading as I do for social media, but it's during the daytime, and I pre-warn the girl. I tell her, listen, I'm going to have to do some posts during the day because I want to be respectful to her. Then she can decide if she wants to be around me or not. Okay? And I remember I spent one full day in town with a girl. It was a great day, actually, because we went shopping, and best of all, she knew that I'd be uploading shit onto social media because it was a work day. So I was still working, right? But I pre-warned her. She was like, no, that's okay, it's okay. And even when I was on the phone to her, I was being respectful. I was like, hey, listen, sorry, now look, I got to do it again. And she was all cool about it because she knew that if I wasn't doing my work, I wouldn't have been on my fucking phone. She knew I felt awkward, you know? So she knew that I'd rather be hanging out with her than on my fucking phone. Do you get what I mean? So guys, back to the sport thing. It's not necessarily that the guy wants to get away from you and he just wants to watch a sport. Maybe he is, though. Maybe there is something like that. And works same for both men and women. But I think sport exposes your relationship. It puts you to the test. Okay, the husband sits down and watches 2 games of the weekend. What are you going to do? Are you going to freak your shit? And let's role reversal here. If a woman sits down and watches something, tennis, hockey, whatever, is the guy going to freak out? I mean, I think it's actually a good thing to see what people do in these moments. Not that you're trying to test the person, because you should be giving them attention and affection any way you can. But I mean, at least you're getting to the bottom. Okay, if there's going to be a problem, and if sport's going to be a problem, which it never is, there's an underlying issue here, let's find out. Let's find out if something's going to happen here. And I think, you know, some guys will get away. I can only speak from some guys. Some guys will get away from women to just, oh, I can't deal with her bullshit now. I'm sure some women do the exact same fucking thing. But what about the quality time? Forget the sport. Jesus, it doesn't go on all day. Now, okay, golf can be a 4 to 5 hour thing. Now, I'd understand now, because that can go into your breakfast and lunch time. It can go into both parts of the day, or it can go in from your lunch to dinner time. You know, and then your day's getting limited now to more options. But there's still loads of hours in the fucking day where you can make up and do something together. Do you know? So, anyway, I mean, I genuinely think, guys, it exposes your relationship. It'll show if people are too needy, too clingy, too whiny, bitchy, moany, or maybe you're not giving your wife enough attention, or maybe you're not giving your husband enough attention. Give him the biggest fucking hug the world's ever seen. You know? People are starved for affection these days. Jesus Christ. I've got my moments where I do feel like that every now and then. Everybody does. So, why not shower somebody with fucking attention? And here's the thing. A lot of fights come up with sport. If your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend do start bitching, oh, you're watching that fucking game again. Well, maybe here's a solution. Give them all the love in the world. Give them all the love in the world. Shower them with affection. Even when the game or sport is over, shower them with more affection. Then see what happens the next time the next game is on. Do they fucking moan and bitch and complain when really you know you've been giving them a lot of attention? Like, you know. There's no like, oh, how do I know if I've given my husband or wife enough attention? Everybody fucking knows. Let's cut the bullshit, okay? You can see it in the person's eyes. Their eyes fucking light up if you're making them feel good. And you know something? If you do that, maybe there's going to be no problem watching you watching sport. And I would probably put my money on that there won't be any problem. I really genuinely do believe that. Okay, we've talked a lot about that one. Let's move on. Okay, right. Men dating younger women. Women dating younger men. Did I say that right? Women dating the younger man. Man dating the younger woman. And then vice versa. Guys, this has been a huge topic for the last month. No, fuck, not a month. It's been a huge topic for the last 6 or 7 weeks. The amount of people commenting, liking, sharing, viewing this thing. It just goes on and on and on. And here's one, this is blowing my fucking mind, ladies and gents. I'm telling you now, I am stunned. This is what definitely on the top, it's on the podium anyway, in the top 3 of the biggest shocks of what people feel and how they look at the other gender. This is one of the ones that has blown my mind, because when a man dates a younger woman, or a woman dates the younger... Sorry, did I say that right? When a man dates the younger woman, and the woman dates the younger man, both genders think that the other gender gets away with it all the time. Like, guys, especially my TikTok channel, check that. That's where this conversation's been going. Because I've got multiple channels, you know, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But this conversation happened on TikTok. Because I don't talk about the same content on every single channel every day. It's always different on every channel. But on TikTok, this really exploded. I'm stunned. So there's men going out there saying that, oh, geez, do you know what, man? If I got caught now with the younger girl, like, yeah, you know. By the way, guys, we're on about people legal age here, alright? Like, if a man goes out with a younger woman, legal age, but she's younger, a lot younger than him, they fear that, oh God, everybody's going to judge me. And you know what? And then they actually kind of get a bit wound up and pissed off that, yeah, well, do you know what? Fuck women, man. They can do it. They can get away with it. And fucking, yeah. And if any woman does it, they go out with the younger dude. Yeah, fucking nobody says a fucking thing. Nobody gives a shit. But then when it comes to a man fucking doing it, yeah, everybody loses their fucking mind, freaks the fucking shit, and everything. That's what us men are thinking. Here's where it blew my fucking mind. Women are thinking the same about men. I'm serious. Check my comments, guys, on TikTok. It's all there in the public domain. I'm not bullshitting one word here. You should see the fucking comments. I am literally reliving here what the women are saying. Women are thinking the same thing. Oh my God, if I go out with a younger guy now, I'll get fucking judged by everybody, and it's gonna be the same fucking bullshit. Yeah, you know, and they'll all be looking at me, staring at me, judging me. Who the fuck does she think she is? But no. Typical for a man. They all get better with age. But then, do you know what? Typical now. They can get away with it, but we fucking can't. And what's wrong with a woman being with the younger guy? You're like, whoa! I'm like, hello, honey? Are you not seeing the other comments on my fucking posts here? Men are saying the exact same fucking thing. The exact same fucking thing. It's incredible. Honestly, guys, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but it's fucking blowing my mind the way both genders are thinking the exact same thing about the other gender. Now, let's get to the bottom of it. Providing now here, the person is overage, and we're not talking about underage dating, okay? That's, first of all, that's against the law. It's disgusting, horrific, horrible. Alright? We're not on about that. We're on about now people the legal age and dating people older. Now, what is a safe age group, or an age number, or sorry, age bracket? Well, I can't fucking answer that. Jesus. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to judge if they're going to judge somebody. I mean, okay, could you see an 18-year-old girl with a 70-year-old man? That's a bit creepy. I gotta admit. That's a bit fucking... Jesus here, what the fuck, man? What the fuck are you doing? But who am I to fucking judge? You know? And by the way, guys, I'm not encouraging this shit, okay? Please don't think I am. Okay? Please don't think I am. But who the fuck am I to judge? Jesus, it happens around the world. Look at Al Pacino. Fucking Pacino, one of the greatest movie stars of all time. I mean, the guy's a god. And yet, didn't he get he's in his, what, 80s? Don't quote me now exact age, but the guy's in his 80s. He gets a mid-20-year-old girl pregnant. And funnily enough, here's the weird thing. If that was a normal scenario, he was not a movie star, people would be looking at him going, that disgusting fucking creep. And then women would be going, oh my God. Well, she's a gold digger. Fucking bitch, fucking slut, fucking... Right? And he's just a prick. How dare him, fucking man whore. You know? Now, okay, it's a difference between 80s to 25 versus 70 and 18. Well, not much, I suppose, really, but... I mean, by the way, guys, I don't condone it. I don't encourage it. Fuck no. All I'm saying is, first of all, who are we to fucking judge? Who are we to tell anybody, as long as it's a legal age, who they should go out with or who they shouldn't go out with? Do you know? There's a big age gap between 70 and 18 years of age. Jesus Christ, believe me, I get it. And that is quite creepy. But hey, you know what, man? I hope there's not many people that fucking big of a gap out there doing that, but you know, Pat Pacino, does he get judged? From the looks of it, I haven't seen many people judge him online. Maybe I'm missing headlines, but shouldn't he be getting judged? Shouldn't they be saying, how dare that guy? Oh my God, that's disgusting. Well, whereas I worked in a bar in Beverly Hills, guys, called Nick's Martini. It was just off Rodeo Drive. And this place was known for the younger fellas. You'd have the 40, 50, 60-year-old rich, divorced Beverly Hills women used to come in on every Thursday night and wait for the younger guys coming in. 20 years of age, 30, 40, right? And even if you were 40, you were too old. They wanted the young fellas. And you know what? Nobody batted a fucking eyelid. Now, I know there's a big difference between 70 and that age. I know. I get it. Don't worry. I get it. I see. But you see, there again, I just don't know where you draw the line. You know? I gotta admit, if I saw a 70-year-old man or older with an 18-year-old girl, I'd probably be jumping and going, hey, buddy, are you fucking serious? Are you joking me? You know? But, Jesus, man, what if the girl wants it, like? And I know, you'd probably be like, well, hey, she's too fucking young to be knowing. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably bang on the fucking button there. But, if she's not my daughter, what can you say? And I certainly would not be happy if I had an 18-year-old daughter with a 70-year-old dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I would not be happy for 1 second. But unless she was my daughter, what can you do? And you know what? Hey, whatever age gap, whether you're a man with the younger woman or the woman with the younger guy, if both people are happy, if both people are actually happy enough, in other words, clearly the 18-year-old's using the 70-year-old guy for money or whatever the fuck. Clearly the 70-year-old guy is using her for just the young girl, right? Whatever age group, bracket now, number I'm saying. They're getting something for their buck, let's say, or whatever, right? And if they're happy enough with the arrangement, who gives a shit? You know? How many divorced people are out there unhappy, miserable? But hey, you find something that works for each other, boom, job done. So anyway, that was another one that's, I mean, guys, seriously, you should check out the comments on social media. It's, wow, unbelievable. It's, I'm sticking to my word here, guys. I'm not lying to you. I am telling you straight from the heart and the truth. Check out my TikTok. You'll see the comments that people are making that, oh, women get slated. Oh, men get slated. It's all the same. We're thinking about we think the exact same thing about the other gender all the time. It's unreal. Okay, now this is one of the funny stories now, I have to say, the ones that I was laughing at the start. So a guy, talk about double fucking standards here, or jealousy, whatever you call it. Guy goes to a strip club. Sorry, no, beg your pardon. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking up the story already. So, guy's gone out with a girl. He gets dumped. Your man calls over to his friends. One of his buddies goes, hey, come on, dude, let's go to a strip club. So, eventually he gets encouraged or convinced to go to a strip club, right? And his friend had a good intention in mind. Let's try and cheer him up. Let's try and get his mind off the ex-girlfriend, right? The guy goes to a strip club. He ends up getting back with the ex-girlfriend. He tells her about the strip club night, and then she dumps him again. I mean, the poor bastard, like, he gets dumped in the first place. He gets metaphorically speaking, a smack in the balls, and then to go out, which, by the way, was none of her fucking business if he goes to a strip club, okay? And I'm standing up for men here. And it'd be the same thing for a woman. If a woman gets dumped by a guy and she goes to a strip club for men, alright, or a male strip club, it's none of the guy's fucking business either. Certainly nobody's business. And then the poor guy gets fucking dumped again. I mean, talk about jealousy. You see, in this kind of scenario, what I actually have to wonder is, what was she up to when she was single? You know? Like, it would make you think, right? And sorry, guys, I'm just... Hang on 1 second. I'm just moving my camera here. There we go. So, like, what was this girl up to? Was she up to fucking sleeping around the place? Because if she was, she's probably projecting her own guilt onto him. Why would she dump him again going to a strip club? The guy's single. The guy is single. She has no business. And guys go to strip clubs all the time. Sorry, not strip clubs all the time, but in other words, like, you know, men as a whole in general, men go to strip clubs. It's happened all the way through, I don't know, whenever strip clubs were invented. Whenever that was. It's not like, you know, only 2 decades ago, men have now introduced this thing called a strip club and they're now going. No, this has been around for hundreds of fucking years. So I'm not saying, by the way, ladies, please don't, wrong choice of words there. Men don't go to strip clubs all the time. What I meant to say is, men as a whole, as a gender, this shit's been going on for a long, long time. And it was to cheer him up. So it's not like he went in on his own and he's getting it on with some girl. He's gone in with a couple of his friends. A bit of banter. You know? A bit of banter. So, you know, it mind blows me. And, I mean, I did laugh because, I mean, and I felt bad for him and I wasn't trying to laugh in a bad way. That, I mean, the poor fucking guy, he gets dumped and then he gets fucking dumped again for trying to make himself feel better. You know? And thank God, actually, I spoke to this guy. Thank God he actually didn't go blaming his friend. Because he knows his own actions are his own responsibility. He knows that if he goes to a strip club at the end of the day, it's down on him, not his buddy. But this girl, I mean, get over yourself, woman. Come on. Come on. I mean, what do women do? I can't speak very skillfully on this one here now. I mean, do women go to a strip club? Do they go shopping? Do they just go out and shag dudes? Men do it, you know, and it wouldn't have been his fucking business either. Just some of the double standards, guys, and that's the weird thing. Before we move on, the last thing I'll say about this, the people that get this type of jealousy and they dump other people are the people that fuck around in the first place anyway. They're up to shit. They're up to no fucking good, you know. Anyway, but the poor guy, Jesus. And oh my God, women were losing their fucking minds on this one. And I read out an email about women dressing over the top. This is another story that came up during the month, guys. Women dressing over the top. Now, what does that mean? You know, I don't know exactly what this guy meant, but he was like, why do women dress over the top? Can you please ask the audience, Peter? So I just passed along the message and women are going, we're doing it for ourselves, not for you. Well, look, of course you're doing it for yourselves at the end of the day. You do want the male's attention as well, though. Of course you do. I'm going to bat for dudes here. And ladies, us men dress up to get some attention off you girls. So it is about you. Now, end of the day, it's about us too, because we want to get your attention, which makes us feel better. Right? So it is about us feeling good. Now, we still want, you know, you have to be involved, though. I mean, I know we're really breaking it down here, like, psychologically. But it's not all about you, ladies. It's you know what I mean? As in, you want us to, oh, God, she's gorgeous. You want eyes on you. Of course you do. Just like any guy out there wants fucking eyes on him. And any man or woman, and by the way, I just said now, any man or woman out there that says, oh, I'm going to dress up my best tonight, go out into a bar, but I don't want anyone looking at me. I don't want any man or any woman looking at me now. And if some man or woman comes over and approaches a man or a woman, then they get pissed off. Fuck you. Okay? I mean, it's kind of like the girl on Tinder, right? She's dressed half fucking naked, right? She's got her boobs, and I mean like boobs hanging out of her top. You can see her ass cheeks with her dress, it's so short, but yet in her bio she says she's not looking for hookups or one-night stands. And yet she's got photos of her hanging off some guy, looks drunk as hell, looks like she's up for a good time sort of thing. So, you know, there's a bit of that bullshit going on too. You know what I mean? And girls, believe me, if you want to take a jab off me on that one, fine, but trust me, that's what a lot of us men think when we see girls on Tinder half naked. Now, when I say half naked, we're probably going further than half. You know? Girls, you know those type of girls. And not every girl's like that, I know, of course. But then you get, you know, Then you get the Johnny Bravos of the world. The Johnny Bravo, Mr. fucking stud, man. Dressed up to the nines. And every woman that he sees, oh yeah, she wants me, but go away from me. I don't want her at all, boy. And then you'll be looking at him going, so why'd you get that fucking dressed up so, shithead? What's wrong with you? You're full of shit. You're just trying to look cool. You know? Now I do understand what women are saying here, you know, that we do it for ourselves. And of course you want to look good. Of course. So it's not always about the man. I mean, you might dress up really well during the day because it makes you feel good. Now, of course, you want people to be looking at you. Of course. But at the end of the day, yes, there is a big part of this too, that it's about yourself. About, you know, it's nothing to do with the opposite sex. You just like to feel good. You like the material. It feels great. You look taller, or I don't know, brings out your eyes or brings out your skin. I get all that. Jesus. Totally get all that. But women were losing their fucking minds with this guy. Now, I don't know what he meant by dressing over the top anyway. And to be fair, men need to be fucking stepping up their game when it comes to dressing. I honestly believe that. Men go out in fucking runners, tracksuit, t-shirt, jeans, hoodie top. I mean, Jesus. Whereas women make an effort, you know? And I'd actually go that way. Women make an effort with this stuff. That's a good thing. And men should be doing the fucking same. Why don't you want to look at your best? Why don't you want to pick out the blazer that you saw in the shop last week and wear it for the Friday night and Saturday night? You know? And honestly, like, guys, if you are a very casual dresser, right? Look, I understand too that you might be a bit lazy. Look, we all have our lazy days and nights. I totally understand that. But I tell you guys, if you've never actually properly done it, like go out and dress up, like, if you're not used to it, it gives you... I know this for myself, especially after lockdown. I was always dressing up to the nines. And then after lockdown, I was so casual. But now, and then when I started putting on good, smart clothes again, I was like, oh, this feels so weird. But trust me, guys, give it about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You get used to it and you feel good. You know, and hey, you know what? If the woman looks at me, well, fuck, I'm delighted. I'd be fucking delighted. You know? I'm not going to deny it. So, it is about me. It's also about getting some looks too. Let's cut this shit. For me it is anyway. I'll admit it. I'll fucking openly admit it right here, right now. Everybody wants eyes on them. Everybody does. You know? Alright, okay, let's move this on. And, oh, there was another one too. This was kind of a bit of a shock to the system as well. There's a lot of women, now this is just for kind of not one age group, but it's for women over 50. There's quite a few women on TikTok here. Not the most popular age group for my followers on TikTok, but there was quite a few women on here, 50 plus, and they were saying that men over 50 want just something casual date. They just want hookups. They don't want any fucking around with a relationship, and that's it. And like, I tried to narrow it down. I went, ladies, that is not true. I can tell you this for a fact. I'm a guy. I know guys, and I know quite a few men, 50 plus, over throughout the years, and they've always wanted a relationship. And yet then, men are thinking the same thing. Women over 50 want the same fucking thing. It's kind of like that younger, older thing. What the fuck? Where did this all get lost in translation? Are we all just feeding into paranoid fears? Is that what's happening? And then one person says it to the other, and then they have the same paranoid fear. And let's be honest, negative talk speaks a lot louder than positive talk. So then this shit just spreads like a fucking toxic cancer. God's sake, you know? You know what I mean? Jesus. Where did this come from? Anyway, ladies, I want to tell you, actually, I'm not sure how many 50 pluses listen to me, but if you know any 50 pluses listen to me on my podcast, trust me, there's a lot of men, especially when they get to 40, are looking for a relationship. Alright, so you've got even better odds when there's men in their 50s. Now, yes, there's some shitheads on fucking Tinders and Bumbles, but that's the shitheads. Okay? Because Tinder's still kind of known to be a hookup place, right? Isn't it? That's what I thought. But anyway, ladies, that ain't the case, okay? Oh, there was another good one here. Guy sleeps with this girl, and 6 months later, I think, his friend starts going out with her. Now, here's the real plot, where the plot thickens. The first guy sleeps with this girl 6 months ago, let's say from now. His good friend, I think even his best friend, comes along, meets this girl. He starts dating her. The friend who slept with her didn't know what girl it was. And of course, you can put two and two together. It was the same girl. And then he was freaking out because, like, oh my God, what do I tell my buddy? Like, he's really now starting to like her, and he was thinking, shit, okay, he doesn't know I slept with her 6 months ago, even though it shouldn't be a problem, even though it's weird, so I can understand too, right? Don't get me wrong. It's still not a problem though, because the best friend didn't know his best friend didn't hook up with this girl. He didn't even know her at this stage. Now, I can totally understand why some guy or girl would actually step away from that. I mean, that's just, oh God, that'd be so awful and creepy to have that in your life. Like, knowing that the woman that you love or man that you love, if they love, like, slept with your best friend. Jesus, what a nightmare of a scenario. It's hard to know what you do in that scenario. Now, for the best friend, does he tell the guy or not before they do start falling in love? And at this stage, they're not in love, but he can see where this is going. He's like, oh man, my best friend now, he doesn't know I slept with her. Fuck, he's really falling for this girl. Should I tell him now because I genuinely do believe, guys, the guy should tell him. You know why? Because, okay, maybe I need to tell you a little bit more of the story. They're in a city where other people know each other. And eventually, guys, word's gonna get out. The best friend's gonna meet the girl and guy together. And what if she tells him? What if she doesn't tell him, but then they have this epic fucking massive fight, and then she goes, yeah, well, you know what, John? Fuck you! I slept with fucking Peter. Fuck you, asshole! Or whoever, right? Just to shove the knife in. Or what if a guy says that? Which could fucking happen in a fight. So I think you need to bring it up. And I know you'd be screaming in your head, for fuck's sake, this has nothing to do with me, this is not my fault. 100%. But you don't want to have a fallout with your friend either. You don't want him having a fucking hissy fit and fucking freaking out. All of a sudden he tells her he loves her, she tells him he loves her, then all of a sudden you tell him after that. That would be, I personally think that would be way worse. Finding out after you've told the person that you love them. I think you bring it up. There's too much at risk. There's way too much at risk if you don't tell him. Right? What if you don't say anything and all of a sudden then it comes up from her? Wouldn't your friend be fucking pissed off? Like, hopefully, touch wood guys, I'm never in this situation. So you know what? In fairness, maybe I'd have to be in this scenario to really understand the whole thing. You know what? And hey, you know what? I'd put my hands in the air saying, fucking fair enough. So if anybody's listening out there and this has happened to you, 100% I understand. I will tip my hat to you. Maybe I'm not in the situation and maybe I just don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to see this from the outside though. I mean, I personally think the friend would have a bigger problem if he finds out from the girl or someone else that, let's say, Peter slept with her and I never told him and I'm his best friend. How's that going to go down? Now, maybe would you understand that, okay, look, man, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. We didn't know each other then. Like, would that bring in doubt that, oh, if Peter didn't tell me that, what else is he not telling me about? Did he really sleep with her 6 months ago? Was it just only a few weeks ago? Like, God only knows what's going to go through the guy's mind. So that's why I say, just be safe. For you and him. Now, okay, maybe it is for you actually at the end of the day. Maybe that's a selfish thing, but fuck, man. I think it's important to address this with your friend. Of course, the friend would rather not fucking know. No. The friend would rather it never fucking happened, and a goddamn right. Of course he wouldn't like that to happen. Of course not. Can the friend get over it? Maybe. Am I completely wrong what I'm saying on this one? Maybe. I would just hate to be the person that doesn't say a fucking word. You know, what if my best friend does start thinking, why didn't Peter tell me? Why, does he love her? Like, if it's no big deal to him, why didn't he just fucking tell me about it? You know? Why keep it a secret? You know, you just don't know what would go through the person's mind. And you might as well fucking address the elephant in the fucking room. Do you know? And then let your friend decide. Hey, that's my own opinion, guys. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I don't know. So, guys, will we keep going here? You know what? We've got more to come. We've been speaking. This is part 1 today. That's right. Part 2 is coming tomorrow. And this is going to be talking about when women think a man is harassing some other woman at a workplace when they're actually not. This is about a man who I witnessed 15 foot away from the guy. He was in his supermarket. He saw this girl chat her up right in front of me. And she said no, turned him down. He walked away. And apparently that's harassment because you shouldn't be bothering anybody at a workplace. He was bothering her. It's clearly a compliment that he's given her. I mean, where do we go with this? If we keep going here, men are going to be terrified, scared out of their fucking minds to talk to a woman again for the rest of their lives. Scared out of their minds. Done. Fucked. So where do we go with this? Where do we go? I mean, should women just take this as a compliment? Because I can tell you this, ladies. Men, we're the ones that have to do the hard work. And trust me when I say this. We're going to get into this more in part 2. It takes balls for a man to do this. You know, it's not like this is this is so fucking easy. For 98% of men, this is a hard thing to do. You're scared, vulnerable, terrified. Oh, you're standing like there. I mean, you feel like you're standing there naked because you're vulnerable. You're wondering, does she like me? Am I making a fool out of myself? Trust me, there's a lot going on in the guy's mind here as well. And as long as the guy walks away, what's the fucking problem? You know? I mean, the girl would be used to this. By the way, this was in a supermarket. She was stocking shelves. So in other words, she's having customers come up to her too. So the girl should be open for people coming over to her. Now I know you could say, well, not for fucking chatting her up. But look, Jesus Christ, what if a customer comes over and starts giving out to her? The customer from hell, right? Fuck you, lady, you fucking bitch, you fucking... Or, you know, or, excuse me, are you getting lippy or cheeky with me? And all of a sudden the fucking person's like, excuse me, sir, I don't know what you're on about. Oh, well, fuck you. Like, you could say that, then that's harassment, right? Couldn't you? Couldn't we say that's harassment? We've got to give men a little bit of slack here, ladies. Just a little bit. I know there's creepy men out there. Believe me, don't get me fucking wrong here. I know. And these guys should be fucking locked away in a dungeon. Locked away in a dungeon. But not every dude is like this. And a lot of the times, when a guy messes up an open chat-up line, it's because he's fucking nervous. And it just comes out... Do you know what I mean? So it might come across weird, even creepy. It might come across intense, funny. God only knows. But it takes fucking balls, ladies. Takes fucking balls. I mean, it's kind of like going up on center stage. It's like going up on a stage in front of people for the first time. Public speaking. That's a hard thing for people to do. You know? Anyway, we're going to talk about that. And... in part 2, we're going to be talking about a guy who likes candle wax dripped onto his fucking balls during sex. Yeah, wacky stories continue, guys. So guys, this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up next. Thanks. Peter Walsh.